What's happening, family? Adrian back with another video. I want to say thank you to each and every last one of you guys for continuing to rock with the channel. We just cracked over our first 1,000 subs. I think we're at like 1,045 right now. So I want to say thank you to each and every last one of you guys for my first 1,000 subs on the channel. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for just continuing to show love and, you know, show gratitude to the content that I'm providing to you guys, and I love your feedback. I want to say thank you guys for continuing to provide feedback to me on my videos in the comment section. It really means so much more that we share the experience together than me just regurgitating to you. And you know, I love hearing your guys' stories and everything, so I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for commenting in that comment box, hitting the like button, sharing the videos, or whatever the case may be. But this video right here, we're gonna get right into it. This video right here is going to be about the super empath and what I believe personally was the biggest weapon, or one of the biggest weapons, that the super empath has against the narcissist. So first I want to talk about the super empath a little bit and why the super empath is so dangerous to the narcissist, and why, you know, the super empath can be such a threat to the narcissist. Because I know you guys probably have seen a bunch of the videos about, you know, the super empath is the only one that slays the narcissist, and, you know, all of that kind of stuff, which I completely agree with. But it's a reason for that, and I feel like I've kind of figured out what the reason, or at least in my situation, I kind of figured out what the reason was for me. So first, let's talk about the super empath and the fact that the super empath and the narcissist pretty much comes out of the same house of abuse. The super empath usually, like, if you guys tell me, when you guys tell me that you're a super empath, I immediately know that life has tried to break you. And life has probably tried to break you several times. You don't become a super empath by not experiencing pain. Like, you go through a lot of trauma and a lot of turmoil to become a super empath. That's just what my beliefs are. And the reason that I say that is because, like I said, okay, you got to think about the narcissist. The narcissist comes up because of their trauma and because of the abuse that they came from in, you know, their childhood. They set up all of these defense mechanisms. Okay. The super empath does the same thing. So I know for me personally, as a youth coming up, and when they say we need to address our childhood wounds and things like that, it's absolutely true. And I didn't realize that I had all of this trauma and stuff inside of me that I never dealt with until this situation, like dealing with the narcissist and learning about narcissistic abuse. And now, like they say, knowing is half the battle. So now I know what I need to address and the things that I need to attack. So the narcissist sets up all of these defense mechanisms because they couldn't deal with life. You know, whatever their reality was as a child, they came up with this fake mask to put on and wear. The super empath, we start as empaths, of course, and we feel everything. Now, my childhood was extremely rough to the point where, and I'll tell you guys a lot more about my story as we go on with the channel. But my childhood was extremely rough to the point where there were certain things that I could not control. And because I couldn't control those things, I put these defense mechanisms in place, the same as the narcissist would do. So it's kind of like we're responding to the trauma just in different ways. So what I noticed is I had the ability to shut down. Like, not necessarily shut down. I had the ability to go numb, like go completely numb. And what I realized is it wasn't going numb to everything around me. It was going numb to toxicity. So every time I was presented, like throughout my life, when I got to a certain stage of trauma, and after I had crossed that threshold and put those defense mechanisms in place, every time that I would get around a certain level of toxicity, I did not have any problem completely shutting down, like completely going numb to the point where, you're not gonna get nothing out of me. Like, and I can know you for 10 years, I can know you for 20 years, I can know you for 30 years. Like, my cutoff game is vicious. And it's gotten that way because defense mechanisms like trauma, like going through certain things and not being able to do anything about what you were dealing with as a child, you just go numb and you just deal with it and you accept it. Now, as you get older, you deal with those things, you accept it, but you just cut those people off. You're like, your slice game is vicious by that point. So as I started getting older, whenever I was presented with a toxic situation, it could be coworkers, it could be anything, I didn't have no problem cutting nobody off. I didn't have no problem, like if you tried me once, if you crossed me once, I had no problem cutting you off. Now, how is that detrimental to the narcissist? Well, we know that the narcissist needs attention. They need validation. They're seeking your attention. They're seeking, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, they're seeking some type of attention and validation from you. And when I say I had the ability to shut completely down, completely go numb, like I don't have to talk to you, I don't have to speak to you, like I can completely kill you in my head, and literally not have anything to do with you at all. Now, internally, I'm feeling that because I'm still an empathic person, but my value for peace means so much more to me because of all of the trauma and everything. I value my peace so much, like to the point where if you infringe on my peace in any type of way, if we have any type of, like if there's any level of disrespect, anything that I feel like, okay, this person is trying to snatch my peace away from me, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna cut you off. It's simple as that. Like, I'm gonna cut you off. I don't have, and I have the ability to go numb, just like the narcissist does. So you got to think about this. The narcissist does not have, or they lack empathy, like they say, but they don't have empathy. They don't have feelings like you and I do. When I go numb, I get that same feeling. I don't have feelings. And it's just towards the narcissist, though. It's just towards the toxic individual, because I can still go around my loved ones. I can still go around my kids. You know what I'm saying? Not my kids. I only have one child, but I can still go around, people that are good to me and still be a great person to them, and, still be as charming and as loving and genuinely mean it. But when I'm presented with with a toxic person that has done some harm to me, I don't have no problem going numb and just cutting them off. So I think that's one of the main things with the super empath, is that we have the ability to shut our feelings down just like the narcissist does. Like, well, we don't live in that. The narcissist lives in that. The super empath does that when they're faced with toxic people, when they're faced with a lot of drama and a lot of chaos and all of that kind of stuff, because we want to protect our peace at all costs. We would rather lose a person than to lose our peace. So, and I think, that's one of the things that's one of the strongest weapons that the super empath has. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of other stuff, but I think that comes into, like I said, being able to mirror the narcissist, because you're showing me a lack of empathy. You're showing me a lack of give a damn, like you don't give a damn, and I can easily go the same way. And I don't have any problem, showing that I don't give a damn, because once you cross me, it's like what else? What else is left? What else is there left to say? Like, I put my complete best foot forward in every situation because I feel like once a person crossed me, it's like they've dug their own ditch, and I just have to allow that to be what it is. And I don't have a problem, like I said, just keeping it pushing, moving on, cutting a narcissist off, cutting a toxic person off. I don't have a problem. Like, even if my job is stressing me to the point where I just really don't enjoy it, I don't have a problem cutting it off and walking away and trying to find something else. So I think that's one of the biggest strengths that the super empath has. And like I said, if you are telling me that you are super empath, trust and believe, I know that you have gone through a lifetime of trauma. You have gone through a lifetime of situations that, a lifetime of disappointments, a lifetime of betrayals and backstabbing and things like that. And I'm pretty sure that you guys can relate to this, where I say that you kind of go numb. And it's not a numbness to the entire world. It's literally a numbness, like you can just turn your feelings off when they're being attacked. But you are still a very empathic person. I think that's why some people say that once they get out of a narcissistic relationship, that they feel like they may be becoming a narcissist, because they have mirrored the narcissist and they have started to show some of those same behaviors and traits that the narcissist does. But I think a lot of that is just you going numb to, and it's a defense mechanism. It's like to save yourself. You have just gone completely numb and you have gone feelingless. But eventually your empathy for people and mankind will come back. And that's one thing that I've always noticed, is that even when I have gotten to that point where I have just gone numb and like thought that I was completely gone numb to the world, my empathy for people, my compassion for people eventually, started to gradually come back to me. And then when I looked deeper, it wasn't that I was shutting down to everybody, because I was still very loving to, everybody that was around me. But I was able to just shut it down on toxic people. So, like I said, that's my video. I just wanted to talk to you guys real quick about the super empath and why I think we have the ability to affect the narcissist in the way that we do, because the narcissist needs attention. They need this validation. They need for you to chase them. They need for you to give them all of this attention. And what the super empath has the ability to do is just shut it completely down immediately. The same way the narcissist can shut it completely down and just discard you, completely move on, don't even have a care in the world, whatever the case may be. That's how a super empath handles the discard as well. So, and then we also, we are patient. We study the narcissist. So the narcissist is very cunning and they're patient, but the narcissist will make a mistake if you are just as patient as they are. Like, if they're waiting for you to react a certain type of way, when they do all of these abusive type of things to you, they're waiting for you to react a certain type of way, so that when you react that certain type of way, they can blame the whole situation on you, and basically you just fell right into their trap. But a super empath will study the narcissist. We'll go quiet and we won't give them anything to go off of. So when you're trying to bait us into an argument and we get, we're going to shut down eventually. Like, once we start noticing that, oh, you're just trying to get a reaction out of me, we're not going to give you that reaction at all. We're going to shut completely down. We're not going to talk to you. Like, I don't have I have been completely silent with my child's mother for months now. And, like I said, I'm going to continue my series on grave rocking. I'm going to drop a few more videos on grave rocking for you guys, because I feel like some of the things that I have been able to do in my situation can give you guys some shortcuts on how to handle your situation if you're in a co-parenting situation, or if you have to deal with the narcissist, for a business relationship or work or whatever the case may be, and you just have to deal with them. You can't get away from them. I already did one video. I did the first video on the Gray Rockin' series, but I have a lot more information, that things that I have, like techniques that I have used and that have worked for me. So shout out to the whole family, man. Thank you guys so much for just continuing to rock with the channel. And I just, like I said, I wanted to explain to you guys why I feel like the super empath is so detrimental to the narcissist, because they want you to, you know, show this emotion, and the super empath has the ability to just shut it all down. So that's my video. Salute to the whole family, man. I will talk to you guys soon. Love y'all.